Alright, next up we have F.A.N.G. This is a character I really don't know anything about, but I'm going to do all 10 of his trials. If it's a basic combo, you know, I'm not going to explain it, I'm just going to do it. And if I find a trial that's difficult and needs explanation, I'm going to go ahead and do it the best that I can. And then I'm going to show you how it looks like when it's all done. So let's go. Alright, so we're going to start off with number 1 only because it's a charge move and I haven't really explained that in any character up to this point, too much at least. So with this one, when you want to cancel a normal into a charge motion, at least in this case, it's already a crouching medium punch, which is helpful. So you're just holding down, and then you wait long enough, and then you just hit up and a punch button again to cancel. When you got to do that from a jump, you just got to understand that what I usually do is as soon as I jump, I'm holding down. So I'm doing like this. So I got the charge ready to go. All I got to do is any kind of normal move I need to do, and then when I'm ready to do the last move, I can go ahead and cancel that instant thing. So I think there's a couple other charge moves in here, so obviously I'll explain those a little bit and let you know kind of how I go about it. It gets more complicated, we'll see. But that's basically the thing you want to do, is understand how to charge as soon as you can without messing up your combo. F.A.N.G's number 2 is a little awkward. So he has his forward jump heavy kick, which is actually like a cross-up kind of kick. Really awkward. And then you have to land a heavy punch, standing heavy punch. Now, when you have to do that into a charge move, in this case, you have his back, forward, whatever you want to call that move. The way you want to do this is pretty obvious, but when you're jumping up forward, in this case it's going to be to the right, I'm going to be holding right the whole time as soon as I'm in the air, so that as soon as I jump, I'm already charged. By the time I land, I've got the charge on the other side. But the thing is, the charge doesn't technically start until I'm halfway over Ryu, but that doesn't matter because you have plenty of time. So from here, you have all the time from the hit, the heavy kick, and all the time for the animation of the heavy punch. But when the heavy punch lands, you just want to be able to cancel that. So not that that's difficult, but if you don't use charge characters, you might not think that way, but you have to kind of understand where your charge needs to be and the best ways to be able to hold that charge in the direction that you need to be. And that's pretty much all there is to charge characters. It just takes some time. Alright, so for number 5, we have a new move. We have to understand how it works. So the DP with the light kick is this little dash thing. Now, if you have a move and it's just one hit, you can usually cancel it into it. So what that does is it allows you to kind of chain 2 moves together. And in this case, when you're doing a counter, it helps you cancel off the counter, and then you can actually connect with another punch. Like that. And then from here, this is where it gets a little tricky. So as you see here, we have a charge move that we want to be able to charge as soon as possible. And the way you're going to do that is after you do your DP, you want to immediately go down back. So then all you have to do is your medium punch and then your light to release the special. So you're doing DP. Well, in that case, that's not going to work. As soon as you do DP, you hold back. So forward, down, down, forward, and back. All in one motion so that you're getting that charge as soon as possible. Then once you do that, you're just continuing that combo to finish it off. It's a little weird, it's a little awkward, but it's actually a pretty good way to follow up a counter with that. Alright, number 6 isn't really too bad. It's kind of like the other combo where you're going to cancel the crouching heavy punch into a move. In this case, you're going to get is the charge back and forward with the kick when you're doing the EX version. You notice right there, they'll get hit again for a continued juggle. So what you're going to want to do here, just like before, you do this move, go immediately to down back. So forward back, so you can charge for this move. And all you're doing is you're kind of waiting for the right moment for that to hit, and you want to follow up with it. It's really not that hard, just it's all about that charge buffering. So as soon as I do the kick, charge, and then I can do that one, and that's really all there is to it. Of course, you'll notice that there's a second follow-up hit from the EX. Right there. That little extra hop, that's what you need to try to hit. And just do the EX punch charge soon enough and you should be able to land it. Not hard, but it might be a little tricky for you if you're not used to charge. Alright, so for number 7, it's nothing terribly hard, but you have something a little bit different up to this point at least, is that you have a charge move, charge special, into a super. It's really not that difficult. There's a couple different ways you can go about it. Just remember that you're doing a normal with the special. So just like other characters, you have a normal, into a special, into a super. And luckily, there's a lot of time that happens between the medium punch, this, that you can buffer 1, 2, and hit the super. And it kind of like does like a jumping kick, and it's always gonna land. It's really not that hard. You can just practice it on its own. Let me space them out a little bit. You want to charge, just like that. Super easy. So that's pretty easy. You can practice that on its own, obviously. Just do that 3 or 4 times, and it's super easy to do. Alright, so we have FANG number 8. Now this one can be kind of tricky. The problem for me, at least, with a fight stick is that his special move when you hold down and hit all 3 punch buttons has to be done with exactly 3 punch buttons at the same time. So let's see if I can do it. Now you see there, I didn't get the move out because I got sort of like a plink action right there. Okay, look, there you go. If it's not exactly the same, this move won't come out. So that makes it challenging for me. Now for you, it might not be a big deal because you can obviously map the 3 punch buttons. I don't have that. I have whatever this is default. I think this is V skill, V trigger, or what? I think that's grab. I don't know. That's whatever the default is. So for you, obviously you're gonna want to change it, and I would recommend doing that for this character because that is frustrating to try to do that. And maybe, you know, if you're gonna use this character, you want to be able to be consistent with something as simple as that. So in my case, it's kind of an issue. So you got to find a way around that. But the way you're going to want to do this one is when you're doing down, you want to hold down and back. So this way, you already got your charge ready for your forward medium. So before we even go to the first part, the standing medium kick right here, you have to cancel the first hit. So just understand that. I didn't actually connect. There we go. So that's that part. So as long as you understand that, then the next part isn't too bad. So what you're gonna want to do here is when you do the crouch down and then you get the follow up with the kicks, while that's happening, you gotta go from crouching down to just back. Otherwise, you're not gonna get a standing medium kick, you're gonna get a crouching medium kick. That's the only adjustment you need to make, and just keep your charge. And then when you come up, then you can go ahead and do your cancel from there on. It's a little tricky, and you might want to practice that a little bit. In my case, it takes me a little bit longer. I find that if I kind of slam my fight stick, which I don't like to do, I tend to get the 3 inputs. So in this, and not even all the time, but in this case, I'm trying to time that standing medium kick, but also getting up to neutral here. Sometimes I'll do a quick double tap. It's not tricky, it's just timing is awkward. There. And all I had to do there was cancel after the first hit, and that's it for this trial. It's not hard, it just takes a little bit of time to understand. But you follow that way and you'll get this one done in no time. Alright, this one isn't too bad. It's a little bit of combination of what we've done up to this point. The only difference is we're gonna combine the heavy kick and a heavy punch by using a V trigger. So kick, like that. Now of course, when you're looking at the combo, you're telling yourself, okay, where can I charge and does it affect anything? With this character, I don't think it matters. So if I hold back, I can charge, I don't get a different move. Sometimes if you hold back in a move, you'll get something different than a normal. In this case, it's not. So you could pretty much hold back the whole time. So you're doing your jumping heavy punch, you're hitting the kick. As soon as you see the two hits, you'll want to do the V trigger, and then you're gonna follow up with the heavy punch into the charge move. Now, we've already done this before, so you already know what to do. It's all in one motion. It's not hard. It's just as long as you get all the motions in time, you're gonna get that like 9 out of 10 times as long as you're doing the motions. Just don't do it too late and you should be good to go. So for number 10, we have a lot of things going on, but it's nothing we haven't seen already. So the first part here is we have the heavy punch counter, and we're gonna follow up with his command to normal, which is down and forward. That's different than his regular heavy punch, which is like this. Down and forward gets you this double hit. And what you wanna do is you wanna V trigger off the first hit. From there, from the V trigger, you have to do a standing heavy kick, which we know is a double. Now that's your cue to know that you should be charging, because when you go from there, you hold back, or even down back in this case, and then you're going to want to follow up with a crouching immediate. And then from that point, it's just like you did before, but it's just a different button, I believe. So immediate punch canceled into the special. And then just as soon as you do the special, just do the super. You don't have to time it. Do it nice and early. It's all gonna flow and connect all together. So this one isn't really that hard. You just gotta do each step and make sure you're charging from this double heavy kick here. And then once it goes together, you throw the super out there and you should be good to go. Not too bad. I thought he was gonna be harder than this, to be honest with you. Alright, that's gonna do it for Fang. He was a little easier than I thought, which was great. Awkward character, but fun nonetheless. If you liked the video up to this point, just give me a little thumbs up. That helps me out. Lets me know that you actually like what I'm doing, and I will keep it going and keep it moving. I'll see you in the next video.